What's up, guys? It's Connor Doe from Always Nerdy TV. We're doing a quiet review for A Quiet Place. A Quiet Place, written and directed by John Krasinski, stars John Krasinski and real-life wife Emily Blunt in this 2018 horror epic. This movie astonishingly received a 95% critics rating on Rotten Tomatoes, as well as an 87% user rating on Rotten Tomatoes. Now, it was produced by a Michael Bay company, which is actually surprising, but it also surprising is that it lacks a lot of originality, logic, or any actual scary parts. Like, don't they attack sound? Why did they attack him? He wasn't making a move or a noise. I digress. Let's dive deep into why this movie was bad. Ladies and gentlemen, I know some of you were asking yourself, wow, I really liked that movie. What could have possibly been wrong with it? I don't understand. Well, I'm going to go into detail as to exclusive plot points that didn't make sense, right? There were a lot of head-scratching moments, and maybe you didn't realize them as you were watching them, but as I point them out to you, you might start to see, oh my gosh, maybe this movie wasn't as good as I thought. So let's get right into it. Now, the beginning of the movie does a great job of setting the theme, which is going to be a Jaws horror type movie, which is great. It's okay to steal the theme, don't get me wrong. Tremors did it well, and I might even do a plug for Tremors right here. What's not okay is directly stealing a monster from another movie or show. Yeah. I'm going to call this thing the Demogorgon from now on because it looks too similar. I don't know what else to call it. And they don't talk, so they don't give it a name. In fact, I don't think any of them have names because they never say it. They never talk. Which is confusing. This beginning intro scene, though, didn't make sense with the kid taking the toy. If I'm a parent and I'm super cautious about sound, it's been like 3 months. You've got a little child, why wouldn't you check his pocket or his coat as you're leaving the store when you told him he can't have the toy? I don't have any kids and I understand that that's stupid. Maybe not, I don't know. We learn from the father and the son that the Demogorgons can't attack you if you're in a noisy area. So they go to a father-son fishing trip. And this doesn't pay off at all. If that's what the goal was, to tell the audience that if you're in a noisy area, they can't hear you, well then why did the dad get attacked when he wasn't making any noise? He did shout after he got attacked the first time, but the first time when he picked up the axe, he didn't make any noise. It doesn't make any sense. None of the waterfall stuff pays off. I guessed during this particular scene that the son would inevitably bring the family back to the waterfall. You know, water, metaphor for life, you know, a rebirth. Have the birth there at the waterfall or something, where it's loud and she could get away with it. They come back and the wife is actually having birth at this moment. She puts up the red flag and there's a monster nearby, so she can't make any noises while she's giving birth. This scene was actually pretty good, very suspenseful, and I give the actress an A+ for selling it. Really good job. However, just the baby not making any noise didn't seem logical. That's all. And again, there should have been 3 Demogorgons running around, and at this point we only see 1. So the daughter finds the brother knocked out at the tire after laying at her other brother's grave, and then they go to the top of a granary and light a fire. But I don't understand how a fire doesn't make enough noise for a Demogorgon to hear it. And then the thing coming down, it didn't make sense, but the gas lamp falling made a loud enough noise for a Demogorgon to hear it, but a campfire doesn't make sense. Somehow end up evading the Demogorgon in the granary tower and it escapes. Dad finds them. They start running back to the mom's place, and then they hear the Demogorgon, and for some reason the dad tells the kids to run. Why not just stay still? Why not just stay still? That's the whole universe you set up. Now you could have the Demogorgon come and start sniffing the faces, or coming around, being creepy as shit. Not send the kids off to make potentially noise. And then on top of that, as the main character, you don't think, I need a weapon. You should think, I need to not make noise. So he goes and he grabs a weapon and doesn't attack him then. It waits to pounce. And this is only because it's convenient for the storyline. You'll find this a lot. The sounds are just convenient for the storyline. And mind you, they're not scary. They just play loud noises to startle you. Disappointing. This is the biggest gripe I have of the film, is that your main climactic point deviates from the whole set of rules you set forth in the beginning. I.e., in Jaws, it'd be like if he jumped out of the water and started attacking the protagonist then, the shark. You'd say to yourself, sharks can't jump on land, they don't attack on land. Now, this Demogorgon thing only attacks on sound. If you're quiet, you can sleep outside and feel safe, so long as you don't snore. But it totally deviates away from that during this climactic point so they can attack the protagonist. Jaws jumps out of the water and attacks Jim from The Office for no reason. And then the kids watch, and then the Demogorgon goes and attacks the kids for making noise. But if they all just stood still, you would have had a suspenseful scene that would have scared you in the same sense. And it would have been just as climactic. So we jump towards the end where the kids have taken the truck back to the mom. And at this point, the other 2 Demogorgons still haven't shown up. I'm thinking these Demogorgons are either dead or they're never showing up at this point. Kids make it back to the mom anyways. And then the Demogorgon chases them. So the mom ends up shooting the Demogorgon and killing it. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, now how did these things take over the entire world if you could kill it with a shotgun? Just when I thought it was over and my brain was hurting from understanding how these things could have taken over the planet if a shotgun could kill them, all of a sudden the other 2 show up. So not when the truck was rolling down the hill, not when they were lighting the fires, not when the gas lantern fell over, not when the other creature was making noises. No. They show up after the shotgun blast. Okay. This movie actually gets a 3 out of 10 in my book. You get -4 points for having your protagonist get attacked at the climax for no reason by your main beast. It's man versus beast, and you have your beast attack for no reason. Doesn't make sense. You get -1 point also for stealing the monster, the Demogorgon. Unoriginal. Doesn't make sense. Like, we wouldn't have known that. You get -1 point for having the girl use her earpiece and gain sympathy when she could have pulled it out and it's still transmitting the same frequency. -1 point for that. So I give it a 3 out of 10. I'm usually not this harsh, but when things don't play off, like the waterfall scene, it didn't play off at all, not worth. I don't recommend seeing it in theaters. I would recommend renting it at Redbox, or if it anticipate 3 sequels coming direct to Netflix. This is Connor Doe with Always Nerdy TV. I appreciate you sticking around, and have a good goddamn day. If you want to see a really good movie, I do recommend checking out Tremors, because they do the same exact concept very well. In fact, a lot of the more things pay off in the actual movie. So if you're under 20, you've probably never heard of Tremors, but you know who Kevin Bacon is. So check out Tremors, because it's really good, and they do this storyline a lot better.